welcome to Revsportz. This is another pre-match show. We are not saying live because we are not live. This is a recorded show, but we are back. And today is the match between Welsh Fire and Southern Brave. A lot of things to discuss, Snehasis. A lot of things that have been happening in the last match that Welsh Fire played. They lost to Birmingham Phoenix. Now, the people who have been watching the 100 closely, they all know that Birmingham Phoenix have not had a good run in the entire tournament. The only win that they managed this season was against Welsh Fire. But it happens. It's a game of cricket. So it's allowed. But Snehashish, moving on, if we talk about the first, if we talk about the team Welsh Fire, we have to talk about Georgia Wall because she has been consistently scoring and contributing to the team. Do you feel that her innings or the game that she plays at the top order, somewhere or the other, gives the confidence or gives the start to the rest of the batting lineup?
No doubt about that. For Georgia Wall to kind of starts that she has been giving throughout the tournament, I think it's very good for the team. I think as we have I think mentioned several times earlier also that in the shortest format, whenever your openers do well, maximizing the power play stuff pretty well, I think that is always gives you a boost, a head start in that game. Considering that following batters can get that foundation and they can then score those important runs down the order. So it's always good when your openers do well, and that is where I think Georgia Ball is doing her job, and that is she's known for. She's known for those good start, and if you can see throughout the tournament so far, she has done well. But I think as a team, I think somewhere as a unit, they are not clicking together. I think this is something that they need to work on. Otherwise, time is running out for them because now where the tournament stands, it's a very high time to pick up your form. This is the right time that you have to pick your form up because otherwise things will be more trickier and going forward you might miss that playoff spot. So a big game for Wells Fair and that too against a top opposition like Southern Brave who are now 5-5. So not an easy task for them, but this game might be can be a the tournament decider for them because another loss they can be reduced to 4 losses in 5 games. So trickier time for them.
Very true. What are your thoughts on Georgia Barrow this so far in the 100?
I think a little bit of inconsistent. I expected a little bit more because she has that ability, no doubt about that. If you see the only win they had, I think she was the player of the match, if I'm not wrong. And it was an all-round performance from her, both with the bat and ball. So that is what you expect from Georgia Wareham. That whenever she gets an opportunity with the bat, and she has excelled her batting so much in last 1.5 or 2 years. I think it has been brilliant to see. So she has become a proper number 5 batter, a proper batter who can do the finisher role, and she has been doing it in pretty consistent. And not only in the franchise cricket, for Australia also, we saw in the T20 World Cup as well. So I think she has improved a lot as a batter. With the ball, I think she has been decent enough as always, and a little bit of consistency maybe that you might be required. But
Snehashish, let us talk about the other team as well, Southern Braves. And then again, I will come back to Welsh Fire if a question comes across my mind. But right now, the only thing I can think about right now is Southern Brave. And then a lot of things to talk about. Firstly, Laura Fulpart. See, Laura is the kind of player that, we know the kind of ability that she has. We know the kind of talent that she has. And when she, you know, goes out to bat, we know the kind of mindset she carries. But the fact that she has not been scoring, because the World Cup, if you look at the T20 World Cup, runs have come, but not at the pace that we expect it to. It is kind of slow. She looks a little stuck at the crease. She looks as if she's struggling. However, how much of a mental impact would this cause to someone like a Laura Wolfart? Your thoughts?
yeah, I think as an individual player, obviously things might be going right, at this time maybe around her head. No doubt about that, because as you mentioned, that Laura Wilbert is a world-class player, no doubt about that. So it has been a little bit surprising the kind of run that she's now having with the bat, because it has been long now. We expected her to be one of the top batters in the T20 World Cup. She struggled there, unfortunately, despite coming into that World Cup with that kind of a tremendous form with the bat. And then if you see, that form, that lack of consistency, that lack of runs behind her back also continued so far in this tournament also. So it's kind of a disappointing stuff to see, but see the caliber of bat, the caliber that Laura Albert has as a batter. I think we expect her to make a comeback. Hopefully, this is the game that where we can see the Laura Albert make a comeback. But still, somewhere maybe despite getting some starts as well, she's not being able to convert those. somewhere, maybe one particular moment, maybe she's losing that concentration, maybe she's being a little bit of, showing a little bit of more urgency, going for big shots or maybe that kind of stuff. That is why maybe things are not looking good as of now. But expecting her to make a comeback, because a player like Laura Olbert couldn't be out of form for a long time. That is what I believe. So let's see what happens.
True. And even if you look at the batting lineup of Southern Braves, they are somewhere or the other sorted because you have Lizelli at the top, and Lizelli, we all agree that in the previous two matches that she could not score, but again we know what caliber Lizelli has. We know what she's capable of. Maya Busher again at the top order. She has been scoring runs. Then you have Jemimah also, which brings me to my question. Jemimah Rodrigues. When the tournament started, a lot of people were questioning about her form. A lot of people were questioning her consistency, rightly said so. We saw throughout the World Cup, she was, somewhere or the other, she was not performing. She looked a little stuck. Then in the 100, first few matches did not go her way. Then she scored a few runs. And now again in the previous match, she could not go out there and strike the ball. Snehasis, where is it going wrong?
Yeah, I think with Jemima, I am kind of a happy space as of now. I think she has done decent enough so far in 5 games, because out of 5 games in a tournament, if your team have won all 5 games and you have done remarkable job in 3 outings, I think you have done a good job. Because the kind of form that she brought into this tournament, it was not good enough, and it was quite, concerning thing for any Jemima followers, that how will do in this tournament. As you mentioned, in the first game she struggled badly, but the knock that she played in the second game, I think that gave her a lot of confidence. I think that gave her a lot of confidence. And after that, if you see all the 3 games that she played, I think she looked good from ball one. She looked very comfortable from ball one, playing her shots, finding those gaps. Because third game she played that important knock, got back-to-back player of the matches. Fourth game, again, important 28 not out, and took that team to the 140 run mark, and that eventually proved to be pivotal. So again, top contribution with the bat. In the last game, yes, got out cheaply only for 12 runs. But if you see, those 12 runs came very fluently. She was looking very good on the crease. Yes, I think again a wrong shot selection at that point, that should have been avoided, especially when you are doing well in the previous last 3 games. So that could have been or should have been avoided. So yes, maybe that kind of a mistake I would not like to see again in this game from this game onwards. But overall, I think if you ask me, 5 games, your team have won all 5 games, and you have managed to come up with 3 crucial contributions in those 2 back-to-back play of the match as well. I think she might be happy with the contribution so far, and the team might be as well. But again, the main thing is the consistency. You need more consistency. You shouldn't get stuck with only these 3 performances in a tournament. 5 games, 3 performances, make it, at the end of group stage, make it more 2 or 3 good performances, so that people can say, okay, Jemima has shown that a little bit of consistency throughout the tournament, and then we can talk about the knockout phase going forward.
Okay, Snehashish, I am going to give you a question. This is a question that I made, okay? It is not an analytical question, but last 5 balls left. You need 15 runs to win, okay? So I'm
Mhm.
giving you options. You have to choose which bowler you would pick for the last 5 balls and why, okay? So your options are Lauren Bell, Izzy Wong, Sophie Molyneux, Sarah Gillen. All the four
Last
players
5 balls.
from Southern. You need 15 runs to win. Keep that equation in mind.
Yeah, I think Lauren Bell. Yeah, I know Sophie Molyneux has done well in the death overs. If you see the penultimate 5 balls, she has been bowling, and she is bowling those Yorkers very consistently. But still, if you ask me, I think more than a spinner, I will definitely go with a pacer. That is why Lauren Bell, and Lauren Bell is quite good enough in the death overs. With the slow hours variation that she has done that job, and she has done in 100 and other franchise tournament as well, even for England as well, on so many occasions. So for this, I will go with Lauren Bell.
Okay. Snehashish, last question to you. Southern Braves, Jemima, we've been talking about Jemima, we've been talking about Laura Woolward, a lot of things that we've been talking about. But Tilly Cotton Coleman, that one player I missed out in the option that I gave. However, how impactful has she been throughout the 100?
Yeah, impressive campaign so far for a youngster like this. I think these are the big opportunities. Obviously, she is in the England setup right now. She got that World Cup call up as well, but definitely it was expected that she will get very limited opportunities, and that is why she didn't get as much as opportunity we were all hoping for. but it's a long journey for her. It's just the start of her journey. So very impressive player, no doubt about that. Last day after the game, I think talking to the broadcaster, Sophie Molyneux was also talking about her that she is very, she always looks to learn new things and she is very eager to talk, eager to ask question as well. So she's very a jolly kind of a character. So it's always good to know that the youngster is always trying to improve her game. And if you see the performance as well as the games have gone by so far, I think all the 5 games, she has looked game by game, she has looked better. So I think good opportunities for her. I think she needs to grab this opportunity with both hands, and I think as of now she is doing that. So let's see how good and how consistent she can be. There is no doubt that going forward in upcoming days, she is going to be one of the top players or top of spinners, particularly for England. So this is the opportunity to continue knock at that door that I am ready for that England playing 11. So give me that opportunity. So that is why I am saying again and again that good opportunities for her and good for team management and having a captain like Sophie Molyneux because she is herself also a left arm slow, left arm orthodox spinner. So that is also quite a helpful for her, like Tilly got in Coleman. So I think overall good performance so far. So let's see how she does the upcoming games.
Snehasis, your predictions for today's match?
Again, I obviously expect Southern Brave to make it 6 out of 6, but for the tournament perspective, I want Welsh Fire to do well and at least win this game. Though it will not be easy because as a team, somewhere I think Southern Brave have come up with this different kind of a approach that whatever the situation, we can make a comeback. The belief is there, and the whole team is kind of working on that. So let's see how they do. But I kind of from the tournament's perspective, I want Welsh Fire to win.
Absolutely. So we are closing today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining, Snehasis. We will be back for the post show. Till then, drop in your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell us which player you would choose to bowl the last 5 balls. If you require 15 runs to win. Thank you so much for watching.